Welcome back to our channel, where we delve into the most shocking and heartbreaking true crime cases. Today, we uncover the harrowing story of Baby Doe, a case that shook a community to its core and revealed the dark depths of a mother's deception. This is the tragic tale of Bella Bond, a little girl whose life was cut short and whose identity was unknown for months. It was a warm summer day on June 25, 2015, when a woman walking her dog made a gruesome discovery along the shoreline of Deer Island in Boston Harbor. Wrapped in a trash bag was the lifeless body of a young girl, her identity a mystery. The haunting image of the girl, known only as Baby Doe, quickly spread through media and social networks, sparking a massive investigation and a quest for answers. For the next 3 months, the community would be haunted by her image, desperately searching for clues to solve the mystery of her identity. Authorities released a composite image of Baby Doe, hoping someone would recognize her and come forward with information. The local community was heartbroken and rallied together, holding vigils and memorials for the unknown child. The haunting eyes of Baby Doe looked out from posters, news reports, and social media, a stark reminder of the innocent life lost. For months, the question lingered: who was Baby Doe, and how did she end up discarded like trash? Despite an overwhelming public response and numerous tips, the investigation faced numerous dead ends. The FBI even stepped in, utilizing advanced forensic techniques to try to identify her. But every lead seemed to take them further away from the truth, deepening the mystery and the community's sense of despair. The investigation was exhaustive, with police following numerous leads and tips from the public. Despite their efforts, Baby Doe's identity remained elusive. It wasn't until September 18, 2015, nearly 3 months after her discovery, that a crucial tip led to a breakthrough. A friend of Rochelle Bond contacted authorities, revealing that Rochelle's daughter, Bella, had not been seen for some time, and that Rochelle had suspiciously avoided questions about her daughter's whereabouts. The tip led police to Rochelle Bond and her boyfriend, Michael McCarthy. Both were arrested and charged in connection with Bella's death. The investigation revealed a horrifying tale of abuse and neglect. Rochelle, who had a history of drug abuse and involvement with Child Protective Services, initially denied any wrongdoing, but soon confessed under pressure. She claimed that McCarthy, influenced by dark beliefs, had fatally injured Bella, believing she was possessed by demons. The horrific details of Bella's last moments began to emerge. Rochelle described how McCarthy had violently attacked Bella, throwing her against a wall in a fit of rage, and then suffocated her. Rochelle, paralyzed by fear and addiction, stood by as the life drained from her daughter. The couple then callously disposed of Bella's body, wrapping it in a trash bag and leaving it on the shoreline, hoping that the tide would carry away the evidence of their crime. The trial was a deeply emotional and harrowing experience for all involved. Rochelle Bond testified against McCarthy in exchange for a reduced sentence. She recounted the night of Bella's death, describing how McCarthy had violently attacked the little girl while she stood by, paralyzed by fear and addiction. McCarthy, on the other hand, denied the allegations, claiming that Rochelle was the real culprit. The jury was presented with disturbing evidence, including forensic reports and testimonies from experts and family members. The prosecution painted a picture of a vulnerable child trapped in a nightmarish situation, betrayed by those who were supposed to protect her. The defense tried to shift the blame onto Rochelle, highlighting her history of drug abuse and erratic behavior. The courtroom was filled with tension as each side presented their case, the fate of 2 lives hanging in the balance. As the trial progressed, the heartbreaking details of Bella's short life emerged. She was remembered as a bright, joyful child who had fallen victim to unimaginable cruelty. The community, still grieving, found some solace in the pursuit of justice for Bella. Memorials and vigils continued, with many people expressing their sorrow and anger over the senseless loss of such an innocent life. The case drew national attention, with many calling for reforms in the child welfare system to prevent such tragedies in the future. Bella's story became a rallying cry for change, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of children in precarious situations. The community's outpouring of grief was matched by a determination to honor Bella's memory by ensuring no other child would suffer a similar fate. Interview with a legal expert. The case of Bella Bond, or Baby Doe, highlights significant failures in the child protection system. Despite previous interactions with child protective services, Bella remained in a dangerous environment. This tragedy underscores the need for better safeguards and interventions to protect vulnerable children. After a lengthy trial, Michael McCarthy was found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 20 years. Rochelle Bond, who had pleaded guilty to being an accessory after the fact, received a lighter sentence of time served plus probation. The verdict brought some measure of closure, but for many, the wounds left by Bella's death would never fully heal. The courtroom erupted in tears as the verdict was read. Bella's biological father, who had been searching for her, broke down, overwhelmed by the loss and the injustice done to his daughter. The community, too, felt a collective sense of relief and sorrow, knowing that justice had been served, but that it could never bring Bella back. Child advocate. Bella's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the importance of vigilance and intervention in cases of child abuse. We must continue to advocate for stronger protections and resources to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The community's response to Bella's death was a powerful testament to the enduring impact of her short life. Fundraisers, memorials, and awareness campaigns were launched in her honor, aiming to prevent future tragedies and support children in need. Bella's story, though tragic, inspired many to take action and demand better protections for vulnerable children. Schools and community centers held workshops and seminars to educate parents and caregivers on signs of child abuse and neglect. Child advocacy groups worked tirelessly to lobby for changes in legislation, pushing for stricter monitoring and more resources for child protective services. Bella's name became synonymous with a movement to safeguard children and ensure their well-being. Mental health expert. The psychological impact of Bella's death on the community and those who worked on the case cannot be understated. It's a stark reminder of the importance of mental health resources for families and communities dealing with trauma. The tragedy also brought to light the systemic issues within the child welfare system. Many questioned how Bella could have slipped through the cracks despite previous interventions. This case sparked a broader conversation about the need for reforms to ensure that children in dangerous situations receive timely and effective help. Social worker. Cases like Bella's highlight the critical need for better coordination between different agencies and more thorough follow-ups on reports of child abuse. We need to ensure that no child is left in harm's way. In response to Bella's tragic death, there were calls for policy changes and improved child welfare practices. Advocacy groups pushed for better training for social workers, more funding for child protection services, and stronger laws to safeguard children. The community's collective grief turned into a force for change, aiming to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The tragic case of Bella Bond, known for so long as Baby Doe, is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating impact of neglect and abuse. As we remember Bella, let us also strive to protect and cherish every child, ensuring that no other young life is lost in such a senseless manner. Thank you for joining us today. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth true crime stories and updates.